Okay, so we are right back into another Dragon Ball Super card game video. In this one, it's been a while. It's been a nice little week. I'm enjoying myself as far as the holidays, and I hope you are enjoying them too. But this is going to take some time to get back into the groove. I know I'm a little late. I know this is a day late, which is an eternity in these type of games and these type of settings, but oh well, I might as well just get my opinions out there and make sure I stay on track as far as the previews go. And then when Friday rolls around for the next previews, which I think are either the SRs, which I might as well go check right now. As far as the next one, I think, yeah, it's the SRs and then the SPRs, which we really won't need to talk about too much for that. It's going to be, it should be interesting what the SRs are. I think SRs in the theme booster so far as the track record goes, have kind of been a little surprising and then underwhelming on the other end of it too. So we'll see what's going on. We'll probably get at least one or two SRs that are really good out of this set, which is just usually how it goes anyway. But we are now finishing up the untapped tourney as I talk through this, or as I create this video, I guess, and we're gonna go into top cuts. I do believe we have I have maybe one or two matches that I recorded as feature matches, and then everything for top cut for the top four for the untapped tourney is going to be either streamed or recorded. So definitely watch out for those coming out, and then of course the number of videos that I have to work on as I close out everything, and as this semester also closes out. So hopefully you guys can be a little sympathetic for me. But booster pack class of Fates, as far as the green cards, we have a number of things that have released or have been released. This Goku, which again has the green background here for both of these guys, or both of these parts, but has a yellow background but is a green leader. So when we were looking at it in the video, which is why I was saying in the last couple previews of why this man has a yellow background, which of course historically and pretty much for every single card they correlate for its color. So I'm guessing it's just the theme of the actual Super Saiyan, which is okay. I really like this leader, and hopefully I'll get into it in a second. Basically, this is a kind of a cool card, but nothing crazy. Got a lot of new Krillin stuff going on. Hashtag Krillinit. Shout out to D Free, and then this Barrier Gohan, which I do really do like. And we'll talk through that as well. And then we got the tactical victory Vegeta, in which we now have the field removal, which they literally said you asked for it and now you have it, a card that deals with your opponent's field cards, which we'll get into why this could be a really good thing and also a really bad thing. This is also Dirty Fireworks. I wish it said Dirty Fireworks Vegeta, but can't have everything. Field card, which null and void now, but still is pretty cool. It's kind of like a world piece for non-wish leaders, and then basically a trap hole from Yu-Gi-Oh! Basically. So the first one, just to get right into it, we got a green leader. Again, the green leader for this set is Son Goku. He has burst 2. And when he attacks, you may choose one green card from your hand and then draw 2. So you're basically putting 3 into your drop area, which either you could use for Overwhelm or you can use for sparking. And the flip side of it needs a Krillin in your drop area, so you don't really want to do that as far as using Overwhelm, but it is an option. You can just, opt out the 20k double strike, which probably wouldn't be the best idea, and then just go for the draw and Overwhelm. So that is an option for you. The other thing is that he is a switch to active, and then flip it over at 4 or less, and then sparking 5 again, 5k and double strike. So on paper, I think he's a really good leader. I think green now, with the new super combo, with him drawing so much, with a lot of sparking type of things going on, I think green is coming into a really good color going into this set and further beyond, because we're gonna get a lot of stuff from the again the starter deck for Broly, and then a lot of stuff right here and the green cards that we're going to go over in a second. And in case you were wondering what kind of targets we have for Krillin and the ones that we may want to see, indeed, Krillin might be a pretty good one. I mean, you could play red green with the one drop, whatchamacallit, one drop 18, and then get him out as quick as possible, and then use him as a blocker, and then make him get out, or make him get into the drop area from there, or you could just drop him from your hand. Negotiator Krillin, I actually really do like him. He's kind of like an underrated card, but also doesn't really have a place in the meta / competitive / most decks. But he is a barrier in which you combo from the battle area. You choose one of their battle cards, or one of the cards that they're comboing with in their combo area, and then place in the drop area. So this is basically a 5k combo that minuses them up to 10k, whether it depends on a super combo or whatever it may be. It doesn't return to the hand, which is very powerful, because then at the same time, if you return it to their hand, they can just use it afterwards. If it's a super combo like Kibuto Kai or Ultimate Adjustment Jacko, you can just null and void for that one and just make it go into the drop area. Now they don't have anything. The defenders really isn't really crazy. The new Krillin, which I don't think is actually in here, is actually probably be the best target, and as well as the Human Shield Krillin, which is probably what they're having in mind. In the mono green sort of area, you're not going to use this guy. And then the other Krillins are very situational based. So like the double impact Krillin to KO something with 2 or less, it could be pretty good against that new Goku. And then this guy, where you choose up to one of their leader cards or battle cards with 10k power, and then switch it to rest mode. So this is an interesting card, which I really do like. This card, again, this one and this one are really cool tech options that people aren't really running in their decks, because they're not really giving it a chance. Not saying that, you know, I'm in a position where I haven't actually done the same thing, but I think if we actually take a second to look at them, it wouldn't be a bad idea. And then Toughen Up Krillin with Chaozu wouldn't be a bad idea, especially if you're running, again, running red, yellow, like Earthlings might not be a bad idea. It's just that this one costs 2 yellow, and then the Yamcha costs 2 red. So it's just like, eh. And then the Krillin ability Unleash, this one is just the draw 1 and then return 2 into their deck for Shenron based decks, basically. Moving on. Really cool stuff. I wish he was a yellow leader, yellow Saiyan leader, but I guess Broly's gonna have to do it for us as being the yellow broken Saiyan leader. Hyper Speed Son Goku. This is when he punched the mess out of Frieza and going Kaioken ×2, ×5 maybe? I don't remember. And then when you play this card, you may choose up to 2 cards in your life and add it to your hand. If you choose 1 or more cards, this gains 15k power and critical for the turn. So this is a little bit different than your usual attack and restand, in which if they're tapped out, which on curve, if you're going first and then you're trying to awaken basically on 3 and you're at 6 life or something, you can go ahead and take 2 cards. That's 2 more cards in your hand. You got a 30k critical beater, in which you can go ahead and attack and I mean awaken and then use a furthering destruction chomp or something of that sort. So that's pretty cool. And also, yes, I mismentioned that the green Son Goku is compatible with this man, or the feat Kamehameha, him being a Sun Green Goku, is compatible with this man. So double strike critical, what is that, 35,000? So just like the Universe 7 Goku, this guy can put out some damage and draw. Like this guy's a really good leader. Like I really do think he's in a good place with everything that's surrounding him. And this card is going to be really good if you're going to be running mono green. Moving on, we have Fledging Duo Son Gohan. This man is a 2-drop barrier and reduces everything who is Krillin, every entry cost of Krillin, by 1. So you have to pay the specified cost if it exceeds a reduced cost, not like Kaba. So again, going back to this guy, or these guys, so everybody here would be able to reduce the cost. It is a bummer in which Toughen Up Krillin is not reduced because of that specified cost, but oh well. And then really all the other ones, except for the new 4-drop, is going to be pretty it's just not there. It's just not good. But I will say, no, that's not it. Yep, It really, there's not really, it's not really anybody here is not really a good target. Even the Krillin ability to unleash, I guess. I mean, that's really about it. And going into the next, and he's going to be probably down here, the 4-drop persistent assault Krillin, in which he's a rare barrier. You can play this card, you draw 1, and your leader card is green or black if it is. And this card is in rest mode. The opponent can't attack leader cards, so it has to attack this one. He is a 15k 4-drop, in which he is reduced most likely to a 3-drop, and it just depends on how you are building him as far as what you want to go. But he doesn't get reduced. He's already reduced to 15, so fantastic. Let's see what else. Oh, the fledgling duo Krillin, in which he is a blocker, and when you play this card, you choose up to one of their battle cards and KO it. Again, this guy stacks, so effectively, if you have 3 of them on the board, which has barrier, by the way, somehow, some way, you should be able to get these Krillins out for 1 cost, or well, 2 costs for him, and then 1 cost for him. So it's still pretty good. Like, that's quick removal, and both of the man boys are 15k and 15k respectively, so not bad. Alright, so moving on to Vegeta fully recovered. This man has an auto, and once you play this from the drop area, you gain dual attack for the duration of turn. Obviously a world peace target, in which he is a 4k 20k, not going to be Child's Wish, but still 20k going at it twice in a row, not too bad. And this when it attacks, you choose up to one of their battle cards with 4 or less and KO it. Really, really good. You get to remove 2 threats from their board, which, you know, I think going into the next sets, I don't know if removal is going to be crazy important. I don't know. I think it still has its place. I think there's enough decks running around in which removal may be an option, or a good option in order to get around those type of things, like the 4-drop Shenron, veggies, things of that nature. I think that's going to be this is going to be really good to go against those things. Tactical victory of Vegeta. So did the dirty fireworks, the 2-drop 15k Child's Wish target basically, and as well as just a strong 2-drop. I mean, you can put this in any deck with one green, basically anything that runs green, and then you choose 1 field card in the battle area and put it into their drop area. Of course, doesn't really stop other field cards from being played. I mean, if you have multiple Planet M2s, you theoretically could play multiple ones, like attack, activate battle, rest it, and then place another one, attack, activate battle, and then let them kill it. So I think you can get the use out of the field cards, but I don't think this is going to get enough or see enough play that I think a lot of people are actually thinking of. I think this is definitely a really, really good sideboard deck, but it also kind of hurts a lot of other decks that revolve around field cards. And of course, that really includes all the ones that we see here. World Tournament Arena is actually probably a really good target to get this out of there. A plus 5k for announcer is going to be pretty annoying to deal with. So, you know, Dangerous Triangle, which, you know, there's Universe 9, Shenron, and as we go further into these next sets and with Veku and as well as Gogeta, ramp is an option. So, you know, Cell's Birth, not really anybody plays. Broly's Ring, well, and Planet Namek, already know about Planet M2. All the other ones, really Planet Vegeta with Apes, which you don't really see too much play because of Kami, and that's the issue with answer cards. Like, you put so many answer cards, your future design still kind of gets hit with a lot of different things. So, neither here nor there. Big Eddie-Sar, R.I.P. Cooler, and Frieza Spaceship is really, the Frieza Spaceship is really probably the most workable one out of Planet Vegeta, as it nets you a card and plays you a card pretty much every single turn. So I think that this in itself is going to see the most enough play the most play in the upcoming sets. Yeah, Broly's Ring, okay, but come on, all right. And then other than Planet M2, which, you know, it's once per turn, it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, that's just me. And Planet Namek, I mean, cool, but Anyway, moving on. We have a ever defendable Bulma. Too bad she is a I don't think yeah, okay, yeah. I was thinking of, I was like, what's the restriction here? The leader card is a green or Shenron card. 5 or less, draw 1. So no 10k. They're doing that with everything. So there you go. I was gonna say the Kid Goku leader, the yellow one, can search her. He can, but it's just not gonna work because it's a green Saiyan, not yellow. Persistent Assault Krillin, kind of really went through that one. I kind of really went through this Krillin as well. And then the one cost Dende for draft. Chile the Beautiful. She really is good with any green leader slash green, like mono green type thing, because it all revolves around KO. I don't know if you're going to be using it with the Goku leader per se. I don't know if there's really a thing that you could be doing in order to drop their hand repeatedly, but that's just, I don't know, that's just my opinion. Looks like this plea for salvation. This is a cool desire in which you loot a card. It's a Shenron card. Doesn't have to be yellow. Doesn't have to be like the yellow Namekian that is. Doesn't have to be anything of that sort. In which you can choose one green battle card. There's no restriction on this, which is just wild. And with a less than or equal to current energy and play it. So you have to at least have that energy in your area, and just no restriction as far as like Saiyan or Namekian or whatever. Play it and then choose up to one of their battle cards and KO it. So it's basically a world base, but for green battle cards, which I think we have plenty. So if we have, let's start at the 4, I guess, because at the minimum you're probably going to be playing at 4 energy. I mean, blue green, good work, I guess. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. First one, as this kind of decides to load, comes to mind is Kami's Power Piccolo, the who's it? The Analaza, the new Krillins, obviously, etc., etc. Here we go. So we got the surprise attack Frieza, which you probably don't want to do that because it just gets played for free. We do have the Kale. I would want to remind you that Kale is still a really good card. There's nothing that really changed her from being a good card. I want everybody to realize. So as we go into the green meta, in which they get stronger every set from this set to the next, Kale is still a really good card. There's nothing that prevents her from being a good card. I can't say that she isn't. With the world peace target, which with 4 green, 2 specified, I guess, and still veggies is still running around. So there's a lot of stuff going for her. It's just that because she's a 4-drop, that's really the only thing. And then we have all these other ones in which the Gohan gets out of Piccolo. We have the Android 13. People coming around, which is nice. We have the old promo Gohan, which KO something. We have this man as a barrier blocker, which isn't a bad target at all. We do have the Super 17, which again, not a bad target at all. And then probably the Android 13 again, coming back to that engine. We have some other options like Goten's untapping, Ribrianne not KOing because she has to evolve, but still pretty good. We have Twin Onslaught, which again, World Peace might be another option, but with that additional KO, wouldn't be a bad idea. It's a bummer that has to be a desire card, but at least the Vile Replication Cell can still do that. She can still do that. I mean, it's just, you know, we don't have an Android leader. Wish 17 gonna be busted when he does come out. And of course we have all these other cards, which, you know, I don't think we're gonna really see up to this point. Anyway, pretty cool. Frieza's Army Healing Pod, which is what I was saying before, is a desire for non-Shenron cards. It's a field card in which you play a green card from your drop area, you draw 1 card, and then to activate main you pay 4, which is quite a lot. I wish it was 3 or something. Choose up to 1 battle card with an energy cost 4 or less from your drop area and play it. So you get to draw 1 and get something from the drop area that is a 4 or less. And I already went through all the 4s, so I'm not going to go through that again. You have all the targets in the world. And then now the Preemptive Strike, which is basically a trap pull. If you lead a card as a green, which for 2 specified green that is, so it has to be, yeah, at the earliest you have to run mono green. In the battle card your opponent plays that has 4 or less is wow, I butchered that. If your leader card is green and your battle card is playing an energy, wow, the battle card that your opponent is playing has an energy cost of 4 or less. It is placed in the drop area instead of being played. So we don't know if it's 4 or less until they play it, so I don't think it's gonna have the same ruling as a blind cold bloodless. So as soon as they play it, you get to activate this for 2 green, and then it gets put into the drop area. For 2 green is sort of like in a range Gokan, what should we call it? A rage Rage Awakening Gohan, in which you choose it and you drop a card from your hand that KOs it, whatever is attacking, that is. But this one does not choose, which is why it's so good. I think as soon as something comes out and they have 2 green up, you better be ready for the preemptive strike. But with the recursion that we have through the Shenron and all this green stuff, it shouldn't be too much of a big deal for this. But still, having a counterplay, a brand new counterplay outside of yellow, is really good to see, and I'm glad that Bandai is considering that. So we went through these already, what, last week or a couple weeks ago? Not these new cards, but these cards, in which I was saying the art that was actually on there in that video, or in that section, was the art for those. So shout out to, I forgot who said it in the Discord, but still, shout out to you guys, whoever said it. And this is the new baby. I'm not gonna go through all of these, but I did want to go ahead and reiterate the art for it. It just looks awesome for the baby and all the other ones. This one is the one that gets out the baby ape out pretty quickly, or turn 2 basically with Mew, or turn 3 for baby. This is the Huracan that gets out the 7-drop, or access a 7-drop for the evolved target. This, ooh, look at that Piccolo, that looks really cool. It's the Piccolo that plays on Namekian, or the the Universe 7 that I was saying before. This guy looks pretty awesome, actually. I'm glad he's gonna be looking pretty good, and I think obviously I gotta, you know, come on, look at that, he looks awesome. It's gonna look good in foil. And then the Goku lineage, again, I'm not gonna go through these. He gets out the Hidden Mastery, or the secret, for 4 energy, and then Demigra. So there you go, Demigra's cool. But as we go along, we do have all of the new promo cards. These are the Broly packs, or the Broly pack volume 3 that is going to be available in March. It's going to be a while. But it's going to creep up on us pretty quickly. And they're right here, as it says. These are the celebration in March. So they have different locations, which I don't think is actually listed on here. But if you go to the event up here, I think, you can go ahead and check it out where they're going to be. I know it's going to be in Orlando, San Diego, and I think North Carolina. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But it's going to be in March, and you're going to see it. And there are 4 cards per pack. As I'd imagine, you're going to get 1 of each for these guys. So you're going to need 4 packs to complete the playset. So basic math. But if we go through it real quick, 5-drop Veku, the defective fighter, which is these arts. I love the arts. This is probably my favorite art. This is my favorite art. And Unifusion 3 for a red, and another red Goku, and as well as Vegeta Broly. He's a barrier blocker for 10. Man, the leader card is, or this card is KO, and your leader card is a blue Gogeta Broly. Choose up to 1 red Goku Broly and Vegeta Broly from your drop area and add it to your hand. If you added 2 cards to your hand, add 2 cards from the top of your deck to your energy. So at the earliest, you could do this at 3. And then add 2 cards from the top of the deck. You have 5 energy now. And if you go over to the Gogeta, in which you Union Fusion for 7 with a red and another red Vegeta, you get to play the Union. You add 3 cards from the top of your deck added to your energy. So the thing about this is that Objection obviously is going to be pretty cool, and Objection with the new Gogeta is going to be awesome anyway, because you get to kill an energy from your energy after using it, or if you don't want to use it, you don't need to, and then draw 2 cards. And then this allows you to have a lot of energy to work with and draw a lot of cards. So I think that's the thing behind it. So this is a bummer in which you have to have the blue Gogeta leader, because it restricts other leaders from ramping that quickly, which is fine. The other one is not restricted, so it doesn't have any kind of restriction, but it is still 7 energy, so that's quite a lot. But you do get to 10 energy, and you know who that reminds me of is Beerus. So if you get to 7 energy, get to 10 energy, Objection one more time, and then play the boy Whis, and then just go for a game, that could be just kind of hilarious. But you do have to have red, and as well 2 red Vegetas, which is just weird. I wish they just put red, blue Vegeta and Goku, but oh well. And then moving on though, I mean that's just the thing for that. Moving on to, let's go to the 4-drop first. This is probably better than the other one anyway, but this is a 5k combo with the total number of cards, wow, a permanent saying the total number of cards in rest mode between you and your opponent 3 more, which is going to be pretty easy. Reduce the cost of this card in your hand by 2. So at the very earliest is probably turn 2, in which you guys both have a rested battle card, a rested leader card that attacked, 2 rested energy in between you guys, etc, etc. Now you can go ahead and just play this man for 2 energy. So it's kind of a weird restriction because it's between the 2 of you, but it's very situational, and that's where the balance comes in. So, you know. And then activate main, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, and it can't be switched to activate or active mode until the end of your opponent's turn. This is kind of cool because theoretically you could put this in the other deck, the green starter deck Broly, in which you can just rest something forever because it's once per turn. And if you have 2 of them, you can just do that forever and then just draw with your leader. So there you go. That's cool. And then EX Evolve 2 on this yellow Broly right here, because that's the only target really. And then total number of your the total number of cards between you and your opponent is 6. Reduce this cost in your hand by 3, so it's a 4 drop effectively, or 2 if you evolve. And then when you play this card, you can only activate skills that are green or yellow and no other color for the rest of the turn. And that's an interesting thing. I mean, if you're going to be playing green yellow, it's not that bad. If you're going to be playing like Overwhelm or something like that, you can't do that. It's just not gonna work. So just keep that in mind. And then activate main, you choose one of your opponent's, or choose one card from your hand and place it in drop area, and choose one of your opponent's cards in rest mode, and that can't be switched to active mode until the end of the opponent's next turn. So this is a 30,000 7 drop, which doesn't have barrier, doesn't do anything. It's just more of a control sort of thing. This is another way of bringing in that can't be switched to active mode in the turn, and we only have a couple other cards that do that. I think the Universe 2 card that can do it for energy, and then the Kid Goku Ape, I do believe, that can do that for energy too. So this targets any card in rest mode, so it can be from a leader card, which could be very important. The field cards, it could be energy, it could be battle cards, and that sort of thing. So this being on the board is pretty deadly if you are reliant on different things like leader swings or things of that spectrum. And yeah, I think pretty cool. I think introducing these type of cards for him being control, and then him for being ramp, or adding to ramp or adding to control, is pretty cool. And I think, again, 4 cards per pack, getting 4 packs, it's gonna be interesting. And then even more surprises arrive in January 17th, or on January 17th. So cool, more cards. Well, we'll see how that goes. Anyway, that is it. Hopefully you enjoyed. Let me know what you think. I've seen a lot of opinions at this point, but I'm very curious to see even more. Comment below, like, dislike, subscribe. Thank you for 2,000 subscribers so far. I already gave away that gift box. If you missed it, I will make sure not to be so such a mystery next time. I have such a mystery next time. And then again, the Untapped tournament, we should be having another one right after. Hopefully give away another gift box as a free tournament too. So we will see what happens, and we'll go from there. Until then, I will see you in the next one. Later.